we may be seeing the end of police as we know it. Because from a young age, we were always told, if there's ever an emergency, if you ever feel threatened or you do not feel safe, you call the police. They will be there immediately to make sure you are safe and to make sure you are protected. However, we are now hearing that is not the case. Now, police forces around the United States are telling the public, citizens, well, you may have to handle it yourself. Now, I want to break down what's going on because this is a massive warning to all Americans that right now we are about to see crime surge because police forces are telling the public that you may be on your own. So, I'll break that down in just a moment. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So why in the world would a police officer tell the public that it may be on you? We may not be able to get there. It's on you this time. Well, it's because of cuts. We are seeing cuts across the board from places on the West Coast to the East Coast. We are seeing cuts. Even in Canada, a police chief in, I believe, Toronto, Canada, stated just the other day that in order to prevent burglars from getting into your home and hurting you, in order to steal your property and potentially your car, they said just leave the key fob by the front door. So when they break into the front door, there's something there. There's a big asset, a car. They can grab your keys and they can go. Does that make sense to you? No. Look at this. Pittsburgh police will only respond to calls of in-progress emergencies as part of a new staffing plan. According to the police chief, Larry Scarrato, he aims to reduce the Bureau's call volume from 200,000 calls to 50,000 calls this year. Keep in mind, one way to reduce calls is to just unplug the phone, is to just reduce hours, is to shut the phone off. If I don't want anyone to call me, guess what? I shut my phone off and it reduces the call volume. But does that protect people? No. You know what also doesn't protect people? This. Pittsburgh police station found closed during the day. It's raising concerns among residents. I want to read you something. Look here. It says Pittsburghers showing up to Zone 3 police station before 4:30 p.m. Thursday were out of luck. One woman tells us she went there to file a theft complaint but was greeted with a sign saying the station is currently closed. Use the blue box to dial 911. What if it's actually an emergency? What if it was time sensitive? What if someone's life was on the line? There was nobody there. But it's not just Pittsburgh. It's not just Toronto. Cities all across the United States are going through this exact same issue. You know why? Because cities are being forced to try to budget for some additional costs. Some of those additional costs are immigrants coming into the United States. And these are not all illegal immigrants. These are not all undocumented. Some of these people do have status here in the United States. Okay, they're just immigrants. That's it. But the concern is we now have to afford more shelters because the mass influx of people. We need to provide more food. In some cases, health care. But look at this. The New York Police Department is going to have to cut their cops to 29,000 by 2025. That is due to the New York City budget cuts. Now, one thing I can tell you when it comes to cutting any type of police officer, any type of public servant, is that's a difficult difficult decision to make. But many cities are having to make it. One thing I can tell you though, I want to show you this. It says according to records, the New York Police Department staffing levels last fell below 29,000 back in 1993. We had a lot less people in the state at that time. That is highly concerning. But again, it's not all just New York either. Look at this. It says Denver police, public safety, and elections departments among those told to cut budgets to fund the migrant crisis. It says Mayor Mike Johnson has asked every agency in the city to submit proposals to cut budgets by a total of $180 million. That's what they were being told. The crazy part about all this is, again, Denver is not the only city, but the real concern is what happens because we already have budget cuts on the table because of the amount of people in the United States at this time. However, here's the problem. What about when we see another surge at the U.S. southern border? What about if we see another surge at the U.S. northern border with Canada? Or what happens when Haitians decide it's time to come into the United States because of the unrest happening in Haiti? And the Dominican Republic is already shoring up their border security as well. Well, here's what's going to happen. According to Governor Ron DeSantis, he says he's detailing alarming fines aboard the Haitian migrant boat seized off the Florida coast. And I want to read you what it says. He said, our Florida Fish and Wildlife offices interdicted a vessel that had 25 illegal immigrants, potential illegal immigrants from Haiti in their boat. In their vessel, they had firearms, they had drugs, they had night vision gear, and were boating very recklessly, which would potentially endanger other folks. But again, they had potentially 25 illegal immigrants from Haiti in their boat. This is one boat. What happens when more and more boats show up? This is also why the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, is sending troops down to the U.S., down to their shores. Keep in mind, this is also a time where we are celebrating spring break. So there's thousands upon thousands of college students down in the Miami area celebrating spring break. And now we also have U.S. troops going down to the beach as well. We also have aircraft that are going to be patrolling the waters along with the Coast Guard. Yeah, it's a serious situation because what is happening at our borders is causing a lot of pain here within the states. All I can tell you right now is many are highly concerned that we are seeing the end of the police. Keep in mind, police, they were originally established to pretty much empowered by the state to protect citizens, to ensure safety to all, right? And to protect property. Now, what I can tell you for today is the police response time on average here in the United States is about 10 minutes. It's about 10 minutes. Keep in mind, if you have an emergency, if there's somebody breaking into your home, could you wait 10 minutes? If there's a life or death situation, could you wait 10 minutes? If a child is choking, could you wait 10 minutes? This is a huge problem. But experts say because of budget cuts, because of the way our entire economy has gone, we could see the end of police very soon. So that's my warning to you, is just be ready. Be prepared for everything because you never know what's going to happen. But that's what we know as of today. As always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. But that is what we know as of right now. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.